Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And in this video, I'm gonna sell you on an idea that you should probably stop reading self-help books. Now, as you can see, there are some books out there behind me on the shelf, and I have actually read quite a lot of books before in past. This year, I specifically didn't, just because of circumstances or just because maybe I took more action than I wanted to read. So if you're watching this video, probably you read self-help books and you like them. And as much as I like them too, there are some things that I wanted to discuss and clarify, and specifically before 2021, because well, we make all these resolutions to read 50 books just like CEOs do, and anyways, I guess there are some things that need to be addressed. So when I was 17, I read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and little by little I had this mindset shift because this book was amazing. It was giving all these ideas about independence, financial independence, real estate, passive income, and all these amazing things, which I think all of us should be working towards. But then, I started reading all of those books, but then at one point it hit like a tipping point where I realized that self-help books aren't really helping me much. Like, they are good, but then what good is a self-help book if you don't really take action on it? Okay, so I personally like reading self-help books, but then this year, for example, I took more action than I wanted to read, and I started seeing more results. I mean, obviously, right? So the problem with self-help books, or the problem with motivational books and business books in general, is that when you read all of these things, you get this dopamine release or dopamine rush to your brains that tells you we have done something. Like, yes, we are productive today and we don't really have to do nothing except for this. So let's say, I don't know, maybe you have an exam, you have to study for that, but then you decide to read self-help books instead because you feel productive and you feel good about yourself, and it can be a substitute or an alternative to actually studying to an exam. Okay, so there is a difference between actually doing something and getting results from it, and passively, let's say not really passively, but like learning some things or reading books. Because when you are learning, you are actually consuming, right? You do something which is input, you don't really do output. When you are doing something and when you're taking action, it usually requires your energy, your mind, your all this mindset, knowledge, and whatever you might have to put out there in the world. So maybe you wanted to start a business, then instead of reading a self-help book about starting a business, maybe you should actually do some output. Maybe you should produce something and actually take action. Because when you do take action, you will fail, you will lose, learn, and it's gonna be like a curve, or let's say stairs, like win lose, but eventually you're gonna get some results. Whereas when you're reading books, you don't really get results. You learn, which is good, and which you should be doing, and which all of us should be doing. We should not be in a fixed mindset. But the problem, you see, is, guys, that the problem with self-help books is that because it gives this dopamine release, you don't really have this desire to do something which is actually, let's say, harsh, or which actually requires some energy and some resources from you. So we oftentimes end up choosing this substitute, which is books, instead of action. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. I myself have been a fan of self-help books, and they have helped me quite a lot, but what good is reading a book about maybe starting a YouTube channel or starting a business if you are not really taking steps? Another thing is, it becomes a self-improvement masturbation when you don't really take action, and it makes you want more, reading more books. And then when you face your next problem, you also want to read more books to solve this problem. Okay, maybe you want to change your body, maybe lose some fat and get some muscle, and then you think, all right, so I gotta read a book, and then I gotta think about this, I gotta know more about this and research, when all you have to do is just to take action. If there's one idea that I want you to take away from this video, is take action instead of reading self-help books. If you see a problem, or if you see an obstacle on your way, if you want to do something with your life, instead of reading self-help books on how to do this, maybe it's better and it's wiser to take action, try yourself, and see the outcome. Because, well, definitely you're gonna lose and you're gonna fail, but if there's no outcome, you are not gonna see results. If you are taking action already, reading self-help books can be really beneficial because it means that you are reading all of these things, you're taking away, not taking away, but taking materials, knowledge, and all of these things, and you're actually implementing into your work, style, business, fitness, whatever that might be. But if you're just reading and not taking action, then it doesn't really make sense. So in that case, maybe you should stop reading self-help books. So I hope I have been able to convince you somehow. And I didn't really think about crazy arguments and facts and stuff like that. I just wanted to, I didn't really script this video in the first place, so I just wanted to talk about something that has been on my mind for some time, and I wanted to give it to you, or record on a tape and maybe get my message through to some people. So if you've enjoyed this video so far, hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Be Kaiser. See you.